Hello, my name is Empress Lee. I am a graduate student. I also carry I have an Associates of Science and Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology, and I am also a NCPT Level 4 technician. Today, I'm going to be talking about another one of my studies of serial killers, which is Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker. So before I talk about his case, I know I've talked about the monoamine oxidase, the MAOA gene, and how, in my opinion, is the primary gene of behavior control. Um, like I said prior to, if there is a MAO mutation trigger deficiency, the MAO gene causes a decrease of the neurotransmitters. So remembering that we have 40 neurotransmitters throughout the brain, five are the major causes of behavior, and three to four are the primary, like the emotion, depression, the anxiety, uh, that every human being experiences within their lifespan. The decrease of those specific neurotransmitters can develop, a person can develop antisocial behavior such as psychopathy and sociopathy. And I do believe, within my knowledge of being a psychology specialist, is that a person can be diagnosed with both antisocial disorders, which is psychopathic and sociopathic, as evidenced by traits, symptoms, and characteristics. However, it varies person to person by culture, age, and gender, genetics, childhood, environment, herbivorous nature. And so, what interests me most about uh, learning about this human gene is that all humans carry this rare gene, and that to me explains the crime and violence with various populations and different parameters. Um, and also evidenced by uh, textbooks. Okay, so I'll get better at this, don't worry. So Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, born February 1960 in El Paso, Texas. He passed away June 7th, 2013 in Marin Health Medical Center in Kentfield, California. He was 24 when he started to murder people. However, his life of crime started before that. His first victims was a 9-year-old uh, Mylone. He beat and raped, essayed her, excuse me. He stabbed her to death, then hung her body from a pipe in April of 1984. The Night Stalker killing spree began. He took the lives of 15 plus people from June 28th, 1984. A 79-year-old Jenny Vincro stabbed to death in her bed, nearly decapitated. Um, he also um, shot Dale Yoshi, 34, in the head. 22-year-old Maria Hernandez was also shot, but she survived. Uh, Leanne Veronica was shot twice after being pulled out of her car on March 27th, 1985. Vincent Charles, Maxine, the list goes on. Very long list of rapings, chokings, beatings, carjacking, home invasion. However, um, he was caught, he was caught, and um, Richard Ramirez was convicted of 43 crimes, 13 counts of murder, 5 counts of attempted murder, 12 counts of sexual assault, and 14 counts of burglary. Um, this is a really big, that's a lot of people that of lives that he has taken. But according to the MAOA gene, uh, when I think that when, like, psychologists and psychiatrists, they have these type of cases with people that commit really big crimes. The crime itself is big, but we're talking about the number of people, the number of lives. So, like, it's kind of like when a person is convicted of murdering someone, in my opinion, they should be given more tests, which is also getting some of, blood samples of their blood, some blood samples, and to study their MAOA gene so that people, the public, and people that study psychology and psychiatry and, just human behavior as a whole know how, why, and what made this person lead to the dark path that they've gone down. Um, so it's not as much as the dopamine that is the cause for aggression when the monooxidase gene is triggered. It's mostly the serotonin that is mostly the problem, because when that monooxidase gene is triggered and that aggression um, just blows up like a firecracker and a person wants to kill or cause violence and they don't stop, that means that their serotonin levels are just depleted. They have no serotonin at all. And that's evidence from a lot of other people and psychologists that have uh, did research and studies upon the same type of upon the neurotransmitters. So it's like the same thing of asking, why do people do the things that they do? Some people do things correctly. Some people don't do things all correctly. They're more, should I do this? Should I do that? Or they're deciding, but when they decide to do something and to make the action, cause the action of their decision, it's like they know whether it's right to do or if it's wrong to do. Whereas when it comes to a murderer, a serial killer, they don't have that gene because it's depleted, it's decreasing because their MAO gene is triggered. And when that MAO gene is triggered, it controls the behavior. So remember, like I was saying, that the MAO gene is the primary gene to control of behavior control. And so now that, it's like, okay, yeah, we all know now it's the monooxidase gene that causes people to actually do what they're doing. We're talking from people that kidnap, drive-bys, uh, bank robberies, carjackings. It's they're depleted in neurotransmitters. So within the 40 neurotransmitters and those few neurotransmitters that are the controlling our behavior, what can we do? How could we make it to where there's less crime, there's less violence, there's no emotional outburst in public? Like, how could the system uh, find people before they act by using their MAOA gene, meaning like taking samples, like when a baby is born, they get samples of their blood to make sure they don't have diabetes or their sugar level is high. But it could also be a tool of studying an infant's or a neonate gene, as well as the mother and as well as the father, because all their DNA is there. So if there is some type of uh, collection of DNA, then the system would be able to actually study people's genes and see how it works through genetics. I'll talk about that in my next video.